I will. And that's why I look like this every day. Like, that's not very interesting, but it always works. And so anyway, I look ridiculous in a suit. I look like a horse's ass in a suit. And I know this, and especially in $80 worth of suit, you look really stupid. And so there I am in the lobby with all the other tourists. We're all sweating. The lobby is like this 98-degree humid hellhole. And they're all dressed in their Euro suits. And I'm in my $80 suit. Now, to magnify the comedic effect of me in a suit, I have tied my tie knot in a way that is a universal, I'm not a serious guy, knot. And if you guys know that when you're at a wedding you don't want to be at a place that you don't want to be at, you have to wear the suit, the way you protest silently is you take the tie knot and you make it really big and you make the tie really short. Broadcasts, I'm not taking this seriously, nor the your tie knot looking like that. It is an uppercase with 5 exclamation points after, like, wacky guy, wacka wacka wacka, come on. And so I got that tie going, I'm sweating, and Kim and Spy Chick come into the lobby to pick me up, and Kim is dressed in a suit so conservative it's cutting off his circulation. The tie knot is this big and is going into his Adam's apple trying to kill him. He's dressed like a man who's like fighting for his life. Spy Chick is a beautiful mid-20s North Korean gal, and she is dressed skin tight. Boom, boom, boom. To see a dead guy, she needs to talk to someone with a degree on his wall. Anyway, we get into the car, and we go to the mile-long building that is the Kim Il-sung Mausoleum. And we beat the tour bus there. When the first one's into the building, I am patted down to the point of bruising and injury by the angry North Korean soldier cops. So I run this gauntlet of beating, and I go to a moving sidewalk I'm not allowed to move on. You know those walking sidewalks at the airport? This one goes like a mile and a half. And you're not allowed to walk. I start walking, what are you doing? I'm like, walking. It's a moving sidewalk. You walk, and it promotes your ambulatory progress to get to point B in a more expedient manner. Thank you, scientists and civil engineers. You can't walk on this one. We can't walk on this one? No. And we stand still like frickin' plant life, like 9.5 minutes. I timed with my watch. And we get to the other end. I'm sweating and argumentative. I was really pissed off about this. Like, no walking on the moving sidewalk is like no fighting in the war room. Anyway, we go down the hallway, and we're assaulted by gusts of air. They're there to like micro clean us, to knock off all dirt and dandruff and detritus from our miserable carcasses. The bottoms of our shoes are scrubbed with rotating brushes, and then we're ushered into a dramatically lit marble-lined room that holds the dead guy in a beautiful glass box. And there's the dead body, or waxy, rubbery likeness thereof, of Kim Il-sung, the great leader. It is pathetic. There's this old dead guy with a blanket about up to here. His eyes are glued shut. His mouth is kind of open, like, and the first thing you want to do when you see it is explode in laughter as you touch your tie. Whee! Really? That thing is dead like Charles de Gaulle. What are you, 9? Burn that thing. I mean, it's just ridiculous. And it's being guarded by angry men with rifles. Like, what, you're going to steal him? Hey, what's that? Are you kidding? And there's cameras everywhere watching every move you make. And I realized very quickly that these cameras are not there to spy on me. I'm just some dumb tourist. I'm gone in a few days. It's all about spying on the tour spies and the guards. You know, North Korea spies on its own people. Like Stalin-era Russia. People are terrified to do anything and say anything spontaneous because someone might rat them out. And so we get to the front where the dead body is, and I see the scene, and I notice that Kim and Spy Chick are terrified. They are really scared. And Kim says to me, when I bow, you bow. He's trembling with fear. I said, Kim, no problem. And I realized his ass is on the line. So I'm not going to screw the guy up. He's got to live in this place. I like the guy. So he goes, when I bow, you bow. I said, no problem, man. We walk in. You walk around the dead body, look and bow, and look and down. So Kim bows. I bow with him. I hold it with Kim. I come back up with Kim. And every single time I did, he said, thank you. No problem. And we kept bowing and walking. We get to the second or third bow, and I come up, and I think in my mind that I have some comedic material to give to Kim to pay him back for that zinger about the kid in the river. And so I have been reading up on comedy, because one day I want to be funny. And I've been reading, and it says in chapter 1 that apparently timing is a big deal with comedy, because it has a lot to do with success or failure of the joke, as does location of the place for the sake of context. And so I realized that this was not the right time or place for the certain material that I had. And then I had to ask myself the Bill Hicks question. Do I have the guts to do this? And I realized I didn't. Because I wanted to grab Kim by both shoulders. Kim! He winked at me. And you are so going to prison. You know, that's not gonna fly. I'm like, I just didn't have the guts. And so like, and so we left. And the rest of the week was propaganda, bad food, and miserably hot, smoggy, wet weather. And finally we're at the airport. And my travel itinerary said, you're going to be asked, for money, to give them a tip. And here's what you should know. They don't really get any money. Their salary is what you're going to give them. So don't be a jerk. Give them a lot of money. Be nice and help these people. It's a way for you to help North Korea. As an ambassador of America, as you are with your visa, do the right thing and tip lavishly. These people are really up against it. I thought, hey, no problem, I'm not a jerk. And so I bring a lot of euros with me, and I gave a lot to the driver. He seemed pretty happy. And I give some euros to Spy Chick. And her reaction was really interesting. She snatches the money from my hand, counts it up, and then starts talking this pitch-perfect blue streak of English. Her English was unbelievable. Ooh, thanks for the snaps, baby. A girl's gonna buy some nylons with this. Ooh. I'm like, the whole week she's just been spy games. And so I get some men in Kim. I go, look, you three, it's been a fascinating week. The food was memorable. And goodbye. And I didn't say, oh, I'll see you again, because I really didn't think there's going to be another time. I'm about to grab my backpack and go into the airport, check in and fly to Beijing, when Kim hugs me. He puts his arms around me, and he hugs me. And he says, we are friends. And I said, yeah, Kim, sure, we're friends. One day, I will come to visit you in Los Angeles. And I'm thinking to myself, no, you won't. How are you going to do that? Are you going to duct tape your wife and your kid to your back and run through hundreds of miles of anti-personnel landmines and German razor wire all the way to Seoul, South Korea? Oh, no, wait. You're going to build a canoe out of Band-Aids and popsicle sticks and paddle across the Yalu River to China. Oh, no. You're going to abduct and kill 150 cats, take their bladders and make a hot air balloon and float out of North Korea and not get shot down. You're not going to do any of those three things. You're going to live your entire life in a country whose government continually starves its people to death. You're never going to get out of here. If you think I'm going to say that to a 27-year-old guy with a young wife and 2-year-old son, you're out of your mind. I will not be defeatist at any time. So I said, Kim, look, when, not if, when you get to LA, find me at my website, and I'll take you out for the best burrito dinner you've ever had in your life. And he said, yes, what's a burrito? I said, Kim, it hardly matters, because after you have one, you will swear by them for the rest of your life to their healing power. I'd like nothing more than to be in my office being hectored and emasculated by the damn thing, and like, shut up, you demonic thing, I have an incoming email, and it can say in the message bar, Henry, it's Kim, I'm at the Standard Hotel down the street from your office, let's hook up for the burrito. I would love nothing more than that, because I think people should have free range of motion. You sexy Canadians, we Americans, we enjoy a lot of range of movement. America with its foreign policy, perhaps not as many countries are as easily accessible as they are to you, because, my country, we got a habit of going into countries and blowing them up, and the other governments go, we don't like you a lot. And so we have to be more careful than other countries who travel